What's going on, world? Sports Game Vision is back in the building with a short video. Been meaning to do this for a few days, actually. Trying to get back into this YouTube algorithm on some live programming. We always do the Friday nights, as you already know. Here, if you're a fan of the program of the show, Friday Night Live, we always do that show. But yeah, I need to pop in a little bit more frequently. I'm Hank again. If you're not familiar with me yet, you should be. But yes, we're back with another program, Sports Weekly. I do this. This is one of my other shows that I do on the platform. Just gonna chop it up. Is actually something I was going to do on one of my other programs that I do because I ride around a lot, so I do sports in my ride. I got to do another edition of that pretty soon. This was supposed to be it, but I decided to do it since I'm at the crib. I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot it from here and talk a little bit more about wrestling. Honestly, as we see this weekend, we got our guy Swerve Strickland got the AEW championship. He beat it, got it from Samoa Joe, who did a great job as a pretty much a transitional champion, but he was well deserving. Samoa Joe really deserved to win one in WWE. He didn't get the opportunity to before those budget cuts and releases were done. I believe this is around the pandemic time. And then, of course, he went over to AEW and has a great run in ROH as Tony Khan bought ROH. He was the champion there and television champion, and he got him the main belt, which is AEW. MJF, took it off MJF, and now he's putting over Swerve Strickland, who is a deserving champion. We know he was in WWE with Hit Row, and he's a star. He's a star in the making. And I'm looking forward to seeing him take it to great heights. He's young. He's a black guy, so definitely rooting to see representation on TV. And he's also, he's come out and he's very happy. He said a quote: "My friend Kofi Kingston, the last 5 years was probably one of the biggest inspirational things you've ever seen. Not just Black's history, but just wrestling history. Period. That's inspiring. I want to do that for the next generation." And I believe he will. He's very good on the mic. Great. He does great work in the ring, and deserving champion. And I think he's going to go far as long as great storylines and Tony pushes him further. But I also want to give, respect to the past as well as I didn't get a chance to do it on the platform. He passed away about a month or so ago. But this is a guy that made it possible for someone like Swerve Strickland to be a champion is Virgil. Michael Jones. He passed away. He was the $1 million champion. Growing up, he was a guy that, definitely represented on TV, and you didn't see a lot of black people that were wrestling on TV. He was one of them, and he was a champion. Condolences to him and his family. But yeah, just want to give, shout outs to him and everybody that came before. This is a picture of Virgil back in the day, if anyone remembers him, with the $1 Million Man. And he went solo, went to WCW afterwards. But there's a lot of champions that came afterwards. People that made the way for Swerve Strickland, who is the champion of AEW right now. People like Ron Simmons. I remember when he won that championship on Saturday morning, beating Vader. Was the first black WCW champion. He paved the way. We could also shout out to other guys that are doing it more recently. Of course, we got The Rock, and we've got Bobby Lashley and Moose, and even to who Swerve was just talking about, the New Day, actually very influential in this era. Big E won the championship. We know Kofi Mania, and even Xavier Woods. I even represented well with the King of the Ring. Obviously, WWE didn't do a great job in promoting it the way they should have, but the fact that he got to represent well on television, it was great to see. Representation is important, and I wanted to give that shout out to Virgil and give my condolences, because growing up, he was someone that you saw on television. You didn't see a lot of black characters and wrestlers on television, and he was someone that held it down. So shout out to Swerve Strickland, from winning the championship. Many more championships in his future. And yes, it was a great thing to see. Moving on though to other news, we're going to move on to a little bit of basketball as we see Tyrese Maxey is the most improved player. Got that yesterday. I say he's a star in my eyes. Uh, Philly obviously is down right now, but without him on the team, they wouldn't have any chance to be where they are. Of course, Embiid is very important, but this guy is too, and I believe he's going to be really a star as we progress into his later years now. But let's look at the margins here on what he did as far as what they voted for. And yeah, he did very well. Kobe White was right behind him. I know there's a lot of people that are saying that Kobe should have got it. Either one could have got it, but of course, Maxey's team was further. They in the playoffs. He's young. He's an all-star. His numbers look very good this year. He did a lot of firsts. Uh, you know, Took over the role for Harden when he left. Earned his first all-star nod. Averaged a career high in points and assists. Very, very good player, and I see bright future for him. Uh, yeah, this is very deserving for him. But yeah, that margin was very close. He could have went either way, but I think Maxey is very, very deserving of it. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Who are you riding with for this? As you can see, other names on there, Sengun and other players as well. But most improved player, definitely for him. And as we take another look right here, we'll look at another announcement that was actually done today. Reid is the sixth man of the year. Obviously, very deserving. Minnesota's having a great season over there with Cat and Rudy and 84 Jordan. Uh, but yeah, he's a big part of it in helping them defensively and also becoming a solid player off the bench. And let's look at those numbers as well as far as the votes are concerned. And yeah, it's pretty close too. Malik Monk was right behind him. Malik put a lot of career numbers up. I think he had the most 20-point games in the season from someone that's playing the six-man role, but it could have went either way. And of course, I like deserving teams that are deserving with players that are deserving. But of course, we know that Minnesota is that number, what is it, number 3? I always say number 1 because they've done so well this year, and they could have been the number 1 overall in the conference, but it went, separated by 1 day. 1 day, that was crazy. But shout out to Reid for getting the nod, and let's see what they're going to do. They're up 2-0 against Phoenix, and it looks like they're going to have a dominant series and playoff run so far. On the other shows with my guys, I had them coming out of the West. So we're going to see how that unfolds. We know Denver is a threat, but I think Minnesota is real this year, and that's why I chose them to come on out. But shout out to Reid and shout out to Tyrese Maxey as well, getting those awards very well and very deserving. As we move forward, we're going to talk about a little bit of boxing. I don't know if you guys saw the fight this weekend. Pretty good, exciting, very good for the sport of boxing. As we saw King Ryan, he won the fight. He didn't win the championship because he came in overweight. The agreement, what I believe, was 140, and he came in at 143 and a half or something like that. And he had to pay $500,000 per pound. He paid Devin Haney $1.5 million for coming in overweight. But if you saw the fight, Ryan put in that work. Devin came in with a plan. Looks like he was going to try to box him up. He came in a little aggressive too, because of the trash talk that was going on. But Ryan's hand speed and power really took over the fight, and I actually had him winning the fight on the show that I told you I do on Friday night, sports night on SGV, Sports Game Vision. I chose him. A lot of people didn't think he was going to win the fight because of all the antics that he had going on, but he bet on himself. And as you can see, he got $50 million total. That includes a $12 million payoff that he received because he bet on himself $2 million with Vegas or wherever he put that money on. But he got $12 million in that, plus not to mention what he's going to get for his purse for winning. And I'm sure the pay-per-view buyouts and all that stuff is going to add up as well. It's probably going to be even more than that 50, but it's a lot of money. He beat Devin, who was undefeated, who now has a loss on his record, just like Ryan. And everybody's calling for a rematch. The way the fight went, I don't see it. But of course, things can change with a better camp. And if these guys are actually, they were 3-3 amateur, and I know the rounds are not as long when you're an amateur, but those guys were familiar with each other before, so maybe there is a rematch. But Ryan's looking like he wants to go back after Tank, try to avenge his loss. Did the weight drain have any effect on him? Would he been more powerful, maybe catch Tank if they were to fight at a different weight and him not being, weight drained? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But right now, he is the talk of the town. They call him the face of boxing. He's definitely upper echelon. He's going to be able to call a lot of shots. It's a big win for him. Too bad he couldn't be champion. I do think he should get a belt. He should go ahead and go after some belts as well. He's looking like he might move up to 147, maybe 154s. I think he said in an interview that he was like 160 during the fight. So, yeah, he's pretty big. So, we'll see what happens. Shout out to him. Congratulations. I don't know how you guys saw that fight. Did you see Ryan winning, or did you think he was going to lose? Yeah, I thought from just looking at the training camp and looking at him, how he was actually how he was built. He wasn't out of shape or anything. I thought he could do some damage, and that's why I chose him. But you guys let me know in the comment section here what you think about it. And, it was great for the sport of boxing, and looking forward to the next one. I think the next fight is going to be coming up. It's coming up real soon. I'm not sure what the next biggest fight. Of course, I'm looking forward to that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. But we got Tyson Fury is going to fight pretty soon against Usyk. So that should be a pretty big fight as well. I don't know what the whole card looks like, but if it's in Saudi, I know it's going to be pretty good. They're paying that money out there to get those fighters to fight each other. So, and then Terrence Crawford's going to be later this year, and I think Spence is going to fight again as well. So, yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about the fight and what you think should be next for Ryan coming up. Other options were Shakur Stevenson and who else did they say that he might try to go after besides Tank? But is there someone else? I forgot. But yeah, those are the options. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But really, guys, I don't have much more. I was going to talk about this guy here. I watched his interview. I thought it was very interesting. The Game on VladTv. Game, very decorated hip hop veteran star. And I just like the conversation, man. I'm approaching on a born day myself coming up, and the conversation was about, being younger and saying crazy stuff. Like he said, Jay-Z was too old to rap when he was 36, and now he's 44 and still rapping. But, things you say and things you do when you're younger, man, we're just blessed to be able to be on the other side of it. I know I am. And he had a great conversation with Vlad about it, getting older, regretting some of the things, not necessarily regretting, but being happy you were able to get through some of the crazy things you did when you were younger. I know that I feel the same way, and I'm looking forward to what's coming next. God willing, God's plan, God's work. But, definitely want to achieve a lot more as, these years progress, and just hoping to be here, but definitely thankful to be here because, could have been the other way. I know a lot of people that are not. But yeah, check out that interview, though. For anybody of any age, it's very interesting how they broke that down. I thought it was fun and cool. But guys, that is all I have for this short live today. Wanted to pop in, holla at y'all. Told you this was supposed to be for the car. Check out for that video when I popped them in. Sports in my ride. Today's show, we talked about Ryan, Swerve Strickland, Tyrese Maxey in the Game. And we also have our other platform, Lakerland. My guys, BA, 7 Mitchell, and Cole be on here. Holler at the playback room. Join up. We watch live games. We break it down. the Lakers, and of course we'll watch other games as well. We chop it up and we go on there often. We have our podcast weekly as well, and go to the YouTube page and all the socials, subscribe and follow the platform there. And of course, I told you on Friday, we got the main show every week. You'll see us popping in and doing our thing there, talking a whole bunch of sports, NBA, wrestling, all those, boxing, everything, games, video games. When the sports games are out and there's some big news there, we talk about that. And just follow the page and join into the conversation. Of course, like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff that, we need on this platform to grow. And we appreciate all the people that are on live and who are going to watch later. Signing out. And as I say, sports game, the vision. Peace.